we got going on here right now at Carpenter Lake is a joint training exercise between the Southfield Fire Department, Oakland County Homeland Security, and our mutual aid partners through our Oakway Mutual Aid Group, which involves several fire departments from the area. This is demonstrating our capabilities of a wide area search type scenario, which falls under the technical rescue umbrella, which also includes rope rescues, confined space, trench collapses, things like that. What we're simulating today is 2 children have wandered off from a fire scene and gotten lost in the woods here at Carpenter Lake. So we've deployed some of our resources to be able to go in there and locate them.
I have 3 people from the Department of Public Works who are going to be my lost children. 2 are the lost children and one of them will be playing the parent. So it's really hard during school to get actual children to go out and play the role, so we have some folks from DPW who will be that today. Our technical rescue team has GPS, and they also have other technical type equipment that they use in order to adequately find lost people. It maps a grid, and then it helps them grid out their search.
Part of the reasons we selected this location for our exercises, there's some unique features here. Along with the woods and the trail system, there are a couple bodies of water in here. Children are usually drawn to bodies of water, so that adds kind of an extra component. Along with that, we were able to, the Southfield Fire Department actually has a boat that we can access here at the lake to be able to search for victims or if somebody gets stuck in the water. We were able to deploy that today to get training on that and exercise that out, as well as we simulated putting the county's dive team on standby. So it just brings a couple unique items to the table here that we have to think about that we normally don't think about on a day-to-day basis. So we've decided to make this scenario a little bit more challenging. They're not regular people that would be lost in the woods. We're actually simulating that they're children. So initially they're going to be a little bit more scared, but we're also throwing in the aspect of they're autistic, so some of our normal search techniques that we have wouldn't be useful to us. They're not going to call back, or loud noises and flashing lights might actually scare them more than draw them in. So there's a couple unique characteristics that we've thrown out there that will make this a little bit more difficult for our crews.
They can't swim or anything, they'll...
All right, sir. We'll get somebody dispatched out there real quick.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. My name's Jim.
There's a house fire, okay? There's 2 kids. It was a group home. They ran out. They got scared. They're both autistic, nonverbal. One's 8 named Keith. The other one is 12 named Josh. They're both wearing blue clothes. Josh has got a black t-shirt in his hand. It's like a security blanket. So they won't respond to any verbal. They're most likely going to be scared, possibly hiding. They're supposed to, Mom and Dad say they stick together on everything, so as long as they're physically able to, they'll be together. And they took off in the south direction, unknown after that. I don't know.
They will not respond to verbal commands. Right. So if you call out Willen, they will not call back to you. And there is a lake back there, and neither of the 2 boys can swim.
We do have a boat available to us. We do have a gator available as well. All right.
Mercer, this is 601 Battalion Chief Duff. Now, this is a simulated exercise only.
Yeah, for these guys,
Well, I mean,
so I can listen to your
I need a
communications that you're out
second
there.
alarm, MABUS recall for technical rescue only.
All right, each team has a radio, right? You're using the same channel, right? Do you have one?
I do not.
Make sure everyone has radio.
We have 2 autistic children who walked away from a fire who were lost in the woods. It's a large area search, so I need technical rescue for a large area search. The incident location or address is
At least to this fork here. Okay. They're on foot.
All right, so we're going to head down the trail. When we come to the Y in the trail, we're going to branch off left. Okay? So I got the map.
the staging area will be the location directly in front of Carpenter Lake. So just have everybody respond through the gate here.
10 miles.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yep. That's the address.
So one of the goals in having water, we're going to leave an article of clothing that one of the children was wearing.
The father had reported that the children had certain colored clothing on or were carrying certain items. So the crews were actually able to locate some of those items out there, which helps give them an idea of the area of the forest here that the children might actually be hiding in.
So our hope is that our technical rescue team sees that and thinks of calling in the Oakland County dive team. We have a dive team here in Oakland County also that's a part of our emergency response that would respond in the event that there was somebody that could possibly be in the water. Our goal in this training is to not only do the wide area search exercise, but introduce the technical rescue team to the unique things having to do with children with autism.
The way something like this would happen is, in this particular incident, we were simulating that we were fighting a fire at a multifamily dwelling, and in the process of that, these children got scared and walked off. Once we recognized that we had a couple missing persons, we instantly took our on-scene resources and deployed them, utilizing the thermal imaging cameras that we carry on our apparatus and our normal fire personnel. They went into the woods and started searching for the victims. We actually deployed we have a Kawasaki Mule off-road vehicle that we keep at Fire Station 2, which is closest to this facility at Carpenter Lake. We were able to deploy that out on the trails, so that would be our initial response that we can do right now with the resources we have here in Southfield. Outside of that, we then made a request through Oakland County for the Oakway Technical Rescue Team, which involves 8 fire departments, and Southfield is one of those 8 departments, that brings in the specialty resources and specialty teams and crews that are specifically trained for an incident like this. We would then get them out there in the forest. They divide it up however they see best fit, and they actually then start boots on the ground searching for our victims. One of the first things we can do as the fire department is we have thermal imaging cameras on most of our frontline equipment, which basically seeks out heat. So someone standing in a forest is going to be a little bit warmer than the surrounding area. So our first crews that went in before our tech rescue teams arrived were actually using thermal imaging cameras going through the woods trying to locate those victims as quickly as possible. If this was a normal wilderness type search, or wide area search is what we refer to this as, we would look for other resources outside of just our personnel. We would contact the county and possibly use the sheriff's department, helicopter. We could see the county has a drone that we would use. We would call the Southfield Police Department out. We have a K-9 division with them. We would use dogs to go through the woods to search. But today we're trying to search or simulate the worst case scenario, which is basically none of those resources are available to us. So this is really a true test of what our capabilities are. So with any type of technical rescue incident, we have a particular equipment cache that we use, meaning just a store of equipment specific to the incident we're responding to. For this, we're using our wide area search equipment, which involves everything from handheld GPS units, cameras that have the ability to tag a GPS coordinate, so as they locate items of clothing or different things of interest that could help us in our search, they're able to mark the location of where it's at. They can radio those back to the command post, and then we also have computers and other type of equipment that we can plot those points to see an overall aerial photograph or aerial map of the incident scene, so we can better track where these victims might be in the woods. Today we decided to make it a little bit more challenging for our crews. Yesterday they were quite successful at locating the victims. So today what we threw the monkey wrench into the scenario is after the father reported the 2 children missing, he actually ran into the woods to try to locate them. So we had a third additional victim that we didn't anticipate at first also being lost in the woods. What this is really geared for us is this is kind of a needs assessment. This is basically judging where we're at as far as our training and our capabilities of responding for this. And the reason Oakland County reached out to us is because they would like to conduct a full-scale exercise in the spring of next year, which will bring both our tech rescue team as well as North Oakland County's technical rescue teams together to be able to do a much larger scenario at one of the area's metro parks. So this is serving as a needs assessment to see what we need to work on to be better prepared should that exercise occur or should this incident ever occur in the future.
Early next year, we're going to be doing a full-scale exercise in which we're going to simulate a tornado hitting Oakland County and collapsed buildings and other types of things that our technical rescue teams, both from North Oakland and South Oakland counties, will have to respond and help to rescue people during that exercise.